So assume like there is a scenario where you need to grab the data from some other table, and that information is not available over there. I mean, whatever the table you are extracting the data, but that information is not available in that table. So what you need to do? You need to get the data from some other table,
Mm-hmm.
but the table is not part of your mapping. Okay. So,
Okay.
so the scenario is simple. In your employee table, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have the salary information,
Mm-hmm.
but the salary table is not part of your mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once again, I'm repeating. Your source is employee table, but the salary information, whatever you are trying to load into your table, to the target table, that information is not available in your source.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do then? You're supposed to look into some other table where the table is existing. So you need to go into the table and get that information.
Mm-hmm.
So to go to some other table and get that information, you need a reference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're approaching something else, you need a reference. Okay, I am coming from so and so place and
Mm-hmm.
I need so and so information. Then that other party will verify your information, and based on that, it will provide the information back to you.
Mm-hmm.
In my scenario, in the employee table, I am sending the employee ID as a
Mm-hmm.
reference. And by taking that employee ID, I'm going to the salary table. I'm asking salary table, okay, this is what my employee ID. Check
Mm-hmm.
in your table and give me the salary.
Okay.
That is what Informatica will do.
Mm-hmm.
This process is called lookup. So
Yeah,
based,
but you can use join also, right?
yes, exactly. So in the lookup also, in the background, you are doing the join.
Okay.
The same concept, but you are doing join. But the problem is in the joiners, you'll have that table or instance within your mapping, right? Yesterday we did a mapping with
Yeah.
the joins. So
Mm-hmm.
what we did, we brought two tables into, or like two flat files into your mapping, and then you are doing it.
Yeah.
Then it's called a join. But
Mm-hmm.
lookup, it's not part of your mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in a scenario, there is
Mm-hmm.
another scenario. Even
Mm-hmm.
before loading the data into my target, I want to look into my target and see whether the record is exist or not. In that scenario also, what I can do, I can look up on my target table itself. Even as a part of my mapping, I cannot join with my target, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before loading the record into my target, I just want to see is this record is available in my target or not. If the record is available, then I will update it. If the record is not available, then I will insert it. To
Mm-hmm.
perform this kind of activity also, I need a lookup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first question, whatever you asked, like, so it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of a same kind of a join, right? Yes, it's same kind of a join. Then why we need it? In a scenario, in one of the scenario, you don't have the table instance in your table, sorry, in your mapping. That is one of the reason. And the second reason is sometimes you need to look up on your target table itself. Even in that scenario, you need a lookup transformation.
Okay.
Do you understand this concept?
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Now, what are the things we are going to look from this slide? Even we're supposed to learn the reusable transformations. Means once you create a transformation and you use it wherever you want in whatever the mapping, like just reusable sessions we created, right? The same way we are going to create the reusable transformations also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you are creating a transformation by using a transformation developer, so till now, I mean, the first class we did that, but in the next class we just use the shortcuts to
Mm-hmm.
create a transformations. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when you use a shortcut in a transformation, then it won't be created as a reusable transformation. But when you are creating a transformation from by using the transformation developer, then it's going to be a reusable. Anyway, I'm going to show you that. Yeah, I'm moving ahead. Can you go to the next? Okay, give me remote control. Okay, so the same thing what I mentioned. So what exactly you're doing here, you are, if you want to look up on something, you are going to send in an input value to the lookup transformation. Whenever you send an input value to the lookup transformation, in the lookup there will be a condition based on your input, whatever the input you are sending, and the lookup transformation will take that and it will try to compare with the
Mm-hmm.
values which are in the lookup table.
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, if the condition matches, or what are the employee ID I'm sending, if that employee ID matches with any of the employee ID in that lookup table, it will send out the result, whatever the result you are asking for. In my example, I'm asking for a salary for that specific employee ID. So it will send out the salary for that particular employee. Is it
Okay.
clear? So
Mhm.
here you need to remember one thing. When that lookup is going to activate, whenever the first record from my mapping, for example, in my source, there are 100 records. Okay. I am looking up on a salary table. So what happens in the background when the first employee ID, first record is whenever you execute your session, what will happen? It will try to fetch the data from the source and load the data into target, right? This is what the activity.
Yeah.
During this process, how it will process, basically Informatica will process record by record. First, it will take the first record, then it will go through the process, and then once that record is loaded into target, then only it will come to the second one. That's how Informatica will process. In this scenario, in the lookup scenario, whenever the first record, okay, whenever you execute your job, when the first record process through the lookup transformation, okay, whenever the first record comes to the lookup transformation, then the cache will get created. Cache means what? For the joiner transformations and for source qualifier and for the lookups, there will be a cache. So what do you mean by cache? It's kind of a temporary area where your join operation will perform.
Mhm.
Okay, where the Informatica will perform the joins operation. Even in the lookup also, it's creating some kind of a joiner. You are joining with some other table, lookup table. So
Mhm.
when that lookup, that specific cache will be created whenever the first record approaches to your lookup transformation. In that cache, it's going to take all the data, whatever is there in that lookup table. In my example, is a salary table. In the salary table, whatever the data is there, each and every record will come and sit in that cache. And from the first record onwards, it will compare in that cache. If the result is found, then it will send out the result. If the result is not found, then send out the corresponding default value. Okay. Now we'll see the next one. Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier, whenever uh, a, a value comes up, like whatever the value you are sending from the source, if that matches with the condition, okay, with that matches with the condition, you're supposed to return the value from your lookup transformation. So you can observe that over here in this specific slide. In the lookup transformation, you can see additional port like lookup port and return port. So
Mhm.
here you can see IO. IO are common, input port and output port in every transformation. Other than IO, you can see LR, means lookup port and return port.
Mhm.
This lookup port means whatever the values or whatever the things you are using in your lookup, those are called lookup ports. In my example, lookup ports are employee ID and salary, because that those are two fields are available in my salary table. That's
Mhm.
the reason I'm calling them as a lookup ports.
Mhm.
And in underscore employee ID, that is a port which is coming from my source. That is the input.
Mhm.
It's not a lookup port. It's an input. That's the
Mhm.
reason I'm selecting as a input. IN underscore employee ID, and the checkbox is only for the input.
Mhm.
In this scenario, I am not selecting any return port because there are two different kind of a transformations in lookup. One is connected and other one is unconnected. Connected means just you are going to send out a link to the next transformation. That is a connected. But in the unconnected, you don't connect anything. Simply it's
Mhm.
unconnected. It will stay somewhere in your mapping. That's it.
Mhm.
You're not even going to link with any arrows.
Mhm.
In that scenario, you are going to use the return port.
Okay.
Okay. So whatever the field you want to return, just you will check that field. Okay. So in my example, salary is the one I want to return. So I will check for the salary if it is unconnected.
Mhm.
Okay. Is it clear? Any questions, Jia?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go to the next slide? So these are a couple of other properties in lookup transformation. So if you look at this, if you look at the properties, dynamic lookup cache. Okay, we will discuss this later because lookup is like not in one class. There are so many classes on the lookup. So on the caches, we are going to discuss in one complete class.
Mhm.
And the next thing you need to remember here, sorted input. Again, yesterday, as I mentioned, whatever the data you are sending, it will assume that the data is sorted. Okay, so that is what the importance of the sorted input. So just make sure you are aware of that one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
next one, lookup policy and multiple match. So what happened for the same employee table, you are sending employee ID to the salary table. Okay, because you are looking up on salary table. For
Mm-hmm.
example, for the same employee, he's having two different kind of salaries. So in 2001, he's having maybe like 4,000. In 2010, he might be having like a 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
But for the same employee ID, when you are sending to the lookup transformation, so which salary you are asking the salary table to return, either 4,000 or 6,000. So that is what that lookup policy and multiple match. So either you can choose the first one or the last one. Okay, so that is a property. You understand the scenario?
Yeah.
So for the same record, if you found like a two records, what kind of value you are going to pick? In the joiner transformation, you don't have this option. In the joiner transformation, it will get everything. Whatever is matching, it will give it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, but here you can choose. Okay, and the source type. For example, if you're a if you're lookup or like if you lookup source, in my example, salary table, right? Maybe that you can look up on a flat file also. Even you can look upon anything. You can look upon your target, you can look upon your source qualifier, you can look upon your flat files, xmls, anything. You can look upon anything, any object. There is no restrictions on that. Okay, so we will discuss all these caches when we go there. Right now I don't want to spend time on that, but try to understand the cache concept, whatever I mentioned earlier. Cache means whenever the first record approaches to a lookup transformation, the cache is a temporary space will be created so that it can perform the calculations or like join operations or whatever the operation you are requesting on lookup.
Okay.
Any questions on this part? You need to remember two things here: lookup policy and multiple match. This is very important. And
Mm-hmm.
the second one is a sorted input.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are a couple of things in the caches, but we will discuss in another class. Okay, so how you are going to create the reusable transformations. So
Mm-hmm.
I already mentioned, if you are creating any transformation, okay, if you are creating any transformation in transformation developer, okay, transformation developer, then it will become a reusable transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Or even in the mapping also, by using a shortcut, if I drag the transformations also, I can make them. Okay, there's a property called make reusable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll show you this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe when we do this lab, I can show you. Okay, can you able to get this? Okay, first try to understand what we are trying to do in this lab.
Okay.
What we are trying, we have three sources: employee central, employee east, employee west, and we supposed to load this data into stage underscore employees.
Mm-hmm.
Before jumping onto the mapping, first try to understand what is your source. It's a flat file. What's
Oh.
your target? Is a relational table. What
Mm-hmm.
kind of a source are these? You have three flat files:
Mm-hmm.
central, east, west. Means I believe even this goes to indirect load, means file lists. Yesterday we discussed, right? If you are having a multiple files with the same structure, then you can use the file list concept or indirect load concept. So this is very important, Jaya. So file list means if you are having a files, multiple files with the same structure, you are going to perform the file list concept and you are going to load them by using a indirect load. The
Mm-hmm.
regular load, whatever you are doing is a direct load, but in this scenario is a indirect load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can you grab those source files?
Yeah.
Take any one of them. Okay, so either you take central, west or east, doesn't matter. Yeah, you have two date fields. So just make sure put them as a date. Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I need only one table over here, right? The source.
Yeah, only one structure.
Yeah.
It's not a table, it's a structure.
Yes.
I believe you already have it, Jaya.
Is it?
Yeah, just cancel it. Skip. You already have it in your targets.
Okay. Yeah.
Now try to observe the data. Why we need a lookup, you will understand.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Just observe what are the columns are missing in your target. Okay. So as I already did it, like I can tell you if you want, you can observe, but salary is the one which is missing from the source. From the source, salary is not coming up. Okay. Rest of all fields are same.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you can expand, okay, let me do it, Jay, from now.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm expanding this a little bit. I have employee ID, like rest of all fields I'm having. So I don't want to stress much time on this one. I have like a couple of operations I need to perform because in here, like it's a first name and last name, but coming over here is a full name. That is one of the activity I need to perform. Okay, so let me do it one by one so that there won't be any confusion.
Where the salary is missing in target table or?
Yeah, in the target salary is there, but from the source salary is missing, right?
Okay.
Okay, that is what I'm talking about. So the first thing is employee ID. Okay, first
Mhm.
name and last name, address, city, state, zip code, country, phone number, fax number, email, gender. Till this part, it looks good. Okay, it's good for me. Then I don't have a salary, but I do have a logic like, okay, I'll show you one thing. Okay, I don't want to do this. I'll show you another concept. Just a sec. I'm saving this one. Okay, you
Mhm.
remember like we did a mapping. Uh, what mapping we did?
Concat first name, last name.
Yeah, where we did that?
That was in
Okay,
not payment.
let me go one by one.
This is second one, expression filter. The second one, yeah.
Okay, in this I already did that logic. Whatever the logic I'm saying here,
Yeah.
last name, cust name. Okay. Oh, but excuse me. I'm just trying to see. Okay, I will do this. Right now, this is expression transformation. I'm trying to make it as a reusable transformation.
Mhm.
Okay, just by selecting this, I can make it as a reusable.
Mhm.
Now I'm applying is, click on OK. Now save it. Whenever you make it reusable, all these things, whatever is reusable, it will come and store here in the folders. Now I'm going back to my old mapping, stage employees. And I'm taking this same one here.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are the fields? Okay, I need like a first name and last name, right?
Mhm.
And I'm sending here first name and last name. And the next one, even age group also, I believe we did it, right?
Age group, yeah.
Even that logic I want to use again. Okay, other than that, I don't have anything, right?
No.
Only these two things I want to use.
Age
Now,
group.
now what I'm trying to do, these are the kind of a shortcuts, or like not a shortcut, but it's a best practices. Why I need to redo my code. No need,
Yeah.
right? So now what I'm doing, I'm taking another expression transformation because the rest of the fields I want to pop it from here. So what I'm doing is based on this, employee ID is the first thing. Let's take it. And from here, I'm taking the customer name or employment name, whatever it is. Okay. Next thing is address, city, until like a gender, I believe. All fields are same. Okay. Now the salary part comes into the picture. How I need to get the salary? Now my salary is in a different place because salary is not coming from my source and salary is not coming from any object in my mapping.
Mhm.
That's the reason I need to use a lookup transformation. This is the one to use a lookup transformation.
Mhm.
When I click on this, it will ask you on where exactly you want me to look up. Okay.
Mhm.
Select a lookup table for the lookup transformation. That can be a table or that can be a flat file or anything. Right
Mhm.
now, my even my flat file, lookup flat file is not here. Okay, in my tables, targets. But where is
Mhm.
that? Where is my lookup file? My lookup file might be in my flat files. Okay. How do you know that? Because as I already aware of this, I know. If you don't know that, you will design document or MDW or like your source to target mapping will tell you. Okay. The location of that file. So here is a salaries. Same thing. The way you get your import your objects, right? The same way you need to get this one also. Okay. There is no change. Are you clear, Jaya?
Yeah.
Let me know if you feel any confusion or anything. Very, very important.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I got my lookup. Now what I'm doing, I need to send a employee ID and I need to get the salary out. That is what the intention, right? Employee.
Employee.
Uh-huh. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm sending my employee ID. See, whenever I connected employee ID, I'm not connecting to the existing one. It's created as a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now I'm opening it, giving a proper name for this, like underscore input underscore employee ID. That means it is an input port.
Mm-hmm.
And these two are lookup ports. Whatever is part of the lookup transformation, those will be a lookup port, right? These two are lookup ports. Already they are in lookup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying? These two are already in the lookup. When I look up on that flat file, these two columns came into the uh,
Mm-hmm.
transformation. That's why they are lookup ports. I'm not returning anything because right now I'm using a connected transformation, not a unconnected. Okay, there's a reason I'm not choosing the return. No need to choose a return also. Is it clear?
Yeah.
I mean, are you confused or
Yeah.
okay? Wait, I mean, what point?
So you got salary right from flat file,
Mm-hmm.
and you gave this employee ID.
Mm-hmm.
So you are asking the source to take this employee ID as a reference in the lookup?
Exactly. I'm not asking the source to take it as a reference. I'm asking the lookup. Okay,
Okay.
I'm sending a employee ID to this lookup, and I'm asking, okay, whatever the value is coming in this port, okay,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the value is coming in this port from my source, just
Mm-hmm.
compare that value in your lookup with your
Mm-hmm.
employee ID.
Mm-hmm.
I need to provide that condition now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see here, I'm going to provide that condition.
Okay.
Employee ID is equal to in employee ID.
Okay.
If both are matches, return the corresponding salary.
Mm.
Whatever is related to this employee ID, return that particular salary.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, for example, if you in your source there are 100 records. First record when it comes, right, when you start your mapping or a session, what
Mm-hmm.
happens? First record will come to the lookup transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately employee ID will go here. Rest of the fields don't go, only employee ID will go.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever employee ID goes, it will create a cache,
Mm-hmm.
and in the cache it will check. For example, if I'm sending 101,
Mm-hmm.
then it will check this lookup cache. Okay, is there any 101? Is there any 101? Like that, all the records it will check from that flat file.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it finds that 101, immediately it will return the salary out.
Okay.
Okay, that is what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But will it continue the search? Yes, it will continue until it goes end of the file. If it
Mm-hmm.
find like a two or three records for the same employee ID, then it will return either last value or the first value based on your property.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if the property I mentioned like look up multiple match, use any value means take your own decision.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can give a first or last, or even I can say it's an error.
Mm-hmm.
Is it clear now?
Yeah.
First record, when the first record is coming, basically it will go into the lookup file and it will search.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it will search with this employee ID to employee ID and it will return the salary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm taking that salary here.
Mm-hmm.
As this is a connected, this is called a connected lookup because it's connected everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If it is not connected, then I have to return it by
Mm-hmm.
selecting the return port.
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you're not clear. Even I can explain 100 times.
Mm.
But the concept
Okay.
should be clear. Any questions, yeah?
Now.
Okay, cool. Now, age group. So I'm already having the age group here, right? So from that reusable transformation, I am taking these two fields, customer name and age group.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of all fields are coming from the source. I mean, source qualifier. Why I'm using the transformation, the shortcut, I mean, not the shortcut, reusable transformation, because I already performed that logic.
Yeah.
So here what, like everything is a kind of a pipe or it's kind of a capsule, whatever the data you're passing, it will come out with that logic. So why I need to create when I have that capsule, just I will pass whatever the information I'm getting.
Okay.
Next, native language, second language, third language, position type, dealership ID. So let's move all of them here, and dealership ID is here. What is next? Regional manager. dealership manager, hire date, date entered. Now everything is in place. Instead of customer name, maybe I can make it as an employee name so that it will make sense. Okay. Just make sure. What is that customer name size? 30. Perfect. And what is the employee name here? 50. So better you change that employee name to 50. But even in the reusable transformation also, we used to make as a 50, or else it will truncate. In this scenario, where I need to change it, I need to go to the reusable transformations, and I used to do that.
Okay.
I believe everything is in a proper order. Just to do a random check, I'm just selecting one of the port, employee salary, salary. Check for another dealership ID, dealership ID. Randomly I'm checking. Implicit, implicit. Okay, perfect. Now my mapping is ready. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now create a session. I'm not creating a workflow. I'm just creating a session. So, okay, anyway, I need to, I created my session. Now go to your workflow manager and see where your session is. Meanwhile, I'll take the path. Okay, I'm going back to my task developer. Source qualifier. Okay, what kind of a load? This is what the property. Do you remember yesterday we were discussing indirect load? It's not a direct load.
Indirect load.
Yes, because we are using a file list, right?
Okay.
So even this is not like a employee underscore west. We'll change it later. Maybe I don't know what is that file name, but right now I'm looking like a fl.txt employees file list. See, even the lookup also you need to mention the path. I'm making it as a normal. Oh, come on. Okay, normal. And even you need to mention the path for your lookup file.
Okay.
Okay, flat files. What is the source name? Salaries, right?
Source name salary. No, sir.
Salaries.txt. This is the direct type. Okay, it's not indirect.
Okay.
So that's it. Now what I need to do, I need to make sure that file for the indirect load, because our source is indirect load, make sure I do have that list, employee underscore list. Okay. Basically this file is there, but looks like this, I don't have any path, right? I need to create a file with a path. Are you able to understand this point?
No.
Yesterday we discussed, right? So when you're having a file, I mean, when you're doing like indirect load, basically what you need to do, you need to take the structure from one of the file and give the source file as a file which is having the path. are the paths of that specific three files. Right now I have three files: central, east, west. Okay, I'm just mentioning the location of these files, where they are located,
Yeah.
and I'm using this as a source. Then what
Okay,
Informatica will do?
you all three paths you are maintaining in a single.
Exactly, the single file.
Okay.
Yesterday also we did it.
Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah. So I'm just mentioning the paths. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
not referring anything else. What the Informatica will do? Informatica will come to this file. As I mentioned, this as indirect load. First, it will pick this file and
Okay.
it will go to that location, and it will read the data.
Okay.
Then again it will go to this, and again it will go to this.
Yeah.
Is that clear now?
Mhm.
Okay. Now I need to mention that file name in my properties. See, in the source, I'm not mentioning the employee underscore central or east or west. I'm just mentioning it as the indirect load,
Mhm.
and I'm mentioning that file name, whatever the file I created just now.
Mhm.
That is a list, right? And this is a directory, and this is a file name.
Okay, for file directory, you mentioned the path, right? Direct path. It's the path of.
Yeah, this is a path. And this is,
Okay.
see, I'm mentioning the path for this file.
Mhm.
See, this file, even the Informatica need to understand where is this specific file,
Mhm.
the employees underscore list.txt.
Mhm.
Okay, when you are able to locate this, then the Informatica will go to this specific file and it will try to read those paths.
Okay.
Okay, sometimes the path, I mean, whatever the file I mentioned here, whatever the paths I mentioned in this employee underscore list may be different, right? It should not be like a same path.
Yeah.
Maybe these files can stay somewhere else. I can mention that path here. I mean, uh, you confused or any questions?
Yeah, but you mentioned here the source file directory. You mentioned the path for
Path for only this one, not for those files.
path only for employees list, right?
Employees underscore list.txt.
Yeah.
This file I'm having here. This is the one.
Okay.
If when I go to this file, then I will find the address of these files: employees east, west, central.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
got that, but
Mhm.
in indirect file, I think you mentioned only employees underscore west, right?
Oh,
The
really?
path of-
No, I mentioned all of them. West, central, east, three files.
Yeah, not that one. The just close this.
Hmm.
Uh, go back to the properties. Yeah.
Hmm.
Here, source file directory. I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
This is the path for only employees west, right?
No, this path is for this one, employees underscore list.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I didn't understand what is your question, but like this path is for this one. Okay, to avoid your confusion, let me do this. Okay, now I'm taking this file out of this. Okay, putting it somewhere else just to make it clear. In lab files, I'm putting. Okay, now this file is here, just lab files. Now, if I go my Informatica, I'm mentioning this path. Is this clear now?
Yeah.
I'm putting it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And this, the employee central, east, west are in somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those east, central, west files paths are mentioned in this file,
Mm-hmm.
and this file is located here. Make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah.
Save it. Now, I'm running this by linking the stage employees. Sorry, delete it. I can delete anything from here, but don't delete it from the task developer. Now, link it and run it.
Mm. All these workflows are connected with this table.
Not table. All this, I mean, you have only one workflow, right?
But just
Mhm. Okay, tell me what's your doubt.
go back for the workflow. Yeah.
Mhm.
These workflows, all these workflow generate, right? When you monitor and
Okay, when
send.
you mean to say when I execute it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you might have executed in this way. You went to this workflows and start workflow.
Yeah.
Then all sessions will run. What I am doing is I'm just selecting the session, whatever I want, right
Okay.
clicking it and start the task.
Okay.
I'm not executing the entire workflow.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Whatever task you just did, that task only executes, right?
Hmm. Because I'm executing only that.
Only employee stage.
I'm selecting it and I'm
Okay.
starting the start task. Even if I select start workflow from task also, it
Mm-hmm.
will execute whatever is linked from here. But I'm not selecting that.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can test this. Okay. Now we loaded the data with 109 records. Just to check this, a simple check. I don't want to do a rigorous testing, but check it out like whether you got all the data or not. What is the table name? Select star from stage underscore. What is the schema?
Mm. Employees.
Okay, let's run it. So here I need to make sure about three things. One is employee name. Okay, should be concatenated. Is concatenated, and I need to make sure the salary. That is the most important thing for this. See, I got the salaries.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is a group. Even group is coming perfect. These are the three things I did some change.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of everything is coming as it is from the source.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Before in this schema, stage underscore employees, you
Hmm.
didn't have salary, right?
Exactly.
Now you got the salary.
No, in the before stage underscore employees, we don't have any data.
Oh, is it?
Just now itself we loaded the data, right?
Oh,
Do we have any data earlier?
oh, target, right? No.
Yeah. Okay. Clear.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to your PowerPoint. So we learned like about the reusable transformations and we did a lab and we use that. The next thing is this one, Jaya. I want
Okay.
you to do this. Will
What
you
is?
able to?
Yeah, I can do.
There is a dates file.
Okay.
You need to load that into stage underscore dates.
Okay.
You have different kind of logics you need to apply. Okay, just I will go over a couple of them. Okay, you can create in this folder only, but don't delete anything. I'm creating the mapping m underscore stage dates. So just for your understanding, I'm trying to explain what to do. Okay, I'm not doing the mapping, but I'll give a picture.
Okay.
This is what your target basically, and you have
Mm-hmm.
a flat file.
Okay.
So basically, you need to apply different kind of a logics. Whatever the logic you apply, you apply. Use the expression transformation. You can use very well over here.
Mm-hmm.
Use, I mean, research whatever you can you research, and try to populate the values. Date
Mm-hmm.
value, whatever the value is there in the source, just populate. Day of the month, for example, in a given month, today is a 12th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what day of the month is a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, month number. For example, if we are 7/12/2018 is coming, 18 is coming from your source. So what value will go here for this field? Thursday. What value will go here? 7. What value will go here? 2018. I'm sorry. For the day of the month, the value is 12. For the month number, the value is 7. For the year, 2018. Is that clear?
Oh, day of the month value is 12.
Yeah, today is a 12, right? The
Oh,
date.
day of the month. Okay. Today means day of today's month, right?
Oh no, that is here. Day of the week.
Okay.
Today is Thursday. Or maybe this one. Day name is a Thursday. Day of the week is a 5. Right? Thursday is a 5.
Yeah, okay.
So here it will go 5 because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry, 4, not 5. Thursday is a fourth day in the week, right?
Thursday is 4th. Yeah.
Okay, day name is a Thursday. Month name is July. Day of the year. So how many days we finished till now? So use your brain, I mean mathematical logic to calculate this.
Okay.
Month of the year. In this year, what is this month? 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Week of the year. Total we are having like a 52 weeks. 52 or
52.
yeah. So from 52, how many months, how many weeks we already finished, and what is this week? How
Okay.
many days overall we finished? How many weeks overall we finish? How many months overall we finish? How many years overall? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
year overall means just consider it started from 0 or
Mm-hmm.
1. So it's a 2018.
Mm-hmm.
But overall we finished only 2017. We didn't finish 2018 yet, right?
Yeah.
Just give you that calculation. Holiday indicator. So for this holiday indicator, try to consider only Saturday, Sunday are the holidays. Rest of all are working days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right now because I cannot put like more conditions. If the holiday is basically whatever the day name, based on the day name, you need to derive this. You understand what I'm saying? Holiday indicator. If day name is equal to Saturday, Sunday, then it's a holiday indicator is Y. If not, holiday indicator is no.
Okay.
Workday indicator. If it is like a Monday to Friday, workday indicator is yes. Weekday indicator, even weekday also is same. Monday to Friday is a weekday. There are no public holidays for us.
Mm-hmm.
Weekend indicator. If it is a Saturday, Sunday, then put it as a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter of the year. So if it is a quarter of the year, so what are the quarters? March, maybe March, April, May, June, or July. Somewhere like you can count it. Okay. So for every 4 months there will be a quarter, right? So season, what kind of a season is this? If it is so based on the seasons, you need to derive. Is it a
Mm-hmm.
fall or is it a summer or like based on that? If it is like based on the month name, you can define that. If the month name falls so and so, then it is a fall. If the month name falls so and so, it's a summer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then the season is done, right? So last day in the month, if it is a Monday, what sorry, if it is a January, what is the last day? So you can put all the months, okay, specific months which are having 31, which are having 29, which are having 28. I mean, there is only one based on the year also you can split. For the leap year it will be 29, for the regular it's 28. Don't make it so complicated, so try to do it. I mean, it's only like a play around on your expression transformation, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can use so many functions are there, just try to do. That's why I don't want to do this in the class.
Okay.
Okay, and last day in the quarter, even you can use some logic. Last day in the year.
Mm-hmm.
So use your brain. I mean, use your logic. Use your different kind of a what I can say. Right now, you don't have any law. I mean, any knowledge on the expression transformation functions, but this is the best mapping where you can research.
Okay.
Okay, any doubts?
No. What
Okay,
is this day of month means?
this one.
Day means today's date of month, right?
Okay, date value is a 7/12/2018.
Okay.
Day of the month is today is what the date? Say
Yeah,
7.
yeah. Okay, 17, right? Actually, what is the date today?
7. Sorry, 12.
12, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Month number is a 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
Okay. With that, I'm closing this session, and I hope tomorrow you will do this. Call me and
Yeah.
please try to finish. These are dependent ones. If you don't finish this, we cannot go for the next one.
Okay.
That's how our dependency is there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this, if you look at our lab, right, everything is like interconnected.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I saw it.
So if you can't do this, we cannot go ahead. So you have to finish this,
Okay.
or else we need to spend our whole day in tomorrow's class.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jaya. That's all from my end. If you have any
Okay. So
questions,
tomorrow, are you taking early morning?
oh yeah, tomorrow I'll take it. Tomorrow I don't have any appointments.
Okay.
But like, do you want to? If you want to practice this, then I'll take in the evening.
No, if possible, I'll do it by night.
Okay, great, perfect.
Okay. And you're going next Friday, right, India? By the time we'll finish this?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Saturday, Sunday, I would like to take extra class if you want.
Yeah, most possibly means morning తీసుకోండి class.
Okay, sure.
And resume అది మీరు చేయిస్తారా?
Yeah, next week. Basically, once you finish lookup, right, there is nothing.
Okay.
Everything is
Just
in the lookup.
asking means resume అది I was asking Karthik, so మీరు
Definitely,
చేస్తారంటే.
I can help you.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Okay, fine.
so even if I cannot finish your resume part,
Mhm.
no, I will finish it. That's for sure. I will take an extra class and I'll finish it.
Okay.
Most
Means
probably, what I will
resume
do
అది
is like,
actually means
yeah,
resume అది నాకు later అయినా పర్లేదు.
నేను మండే రోజే మీకు రెజ్యూమ్ నేను సబ్మిట్ చేసేస్తాను మీకు.
ఓకే.
ఓకే, సో దట్ ఎవ్రీ డే
ఓకే.
ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్
రెజ్యూమ్‌లో
ఆల్,
మీరు ప్రాజెక్ట్ పెడతారు గదా! అది నాకు ఇంకా ఐడియా ఉండాలి గదా! అది మీరు ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా?
నేనైతే ఒక మీకు శాంపుల్ అయితే ఇస్తానండి.
ఆ!
కాకపోతే యాజ్
ఓకే.
ఐ మెన్షన్డ్ ఎర్లియర్,
హుహు.
బెటర్ యూ గెట్ ఇన్ టచ్ విత్ సారీ, ఐ ఫర్గాట్ యువర్ హస్బెండ్ నేమ్.
ఆ! కార్తిక్‌ని నేను అడిగాను. తననడిగితే తనకి ఇన్ఫర్మేటిక్‌గా ఐడియా లేదన్నాడు.
ఇన్ఫర్మేటికా కాదు నాది ప్రాజెక్ట్. ఇన్ఫర్మేటికా రోల్స్ అండ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్.
యాహ్! మీరు రెజ్యూమ్‌లో నా ఇన్ఫర్మేటిక్‌గా మీరు చేసినట్టు పెడతారు గదా!
ఎగ్జాక్ట్‌లీ.
హ్మ్.
కాకపోతే అది
యాహ్!
ఏ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ అనేది ఇట్స్
హ్మ్.
సేమ్ కదండీ.
ఓకే.
సో
బట్ నేను